Welcome to Future Business School. Today, we're diving into an essential concept that every business must understand: the product life cycle. From the moment a product hits the market to when it eventually declines, understanding the stages of a product's life is key to managing it effectively. Whether you're launching a startup or managing a product in a big corporation, this knowledge will help you make strategic decisions to ensure the success of your product. The product life cycle, or PLC, refers to the stages a product goes through from its creation and introduction to the market, all the way to its eventual decline. Every product you see on the market today, whether it's an iPhone, a Tesla car, or even a soft drink, goes through these stages. The four key stages are introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Let's break down each stage, and we'll use real-world examples to help explain how different products have gone through these stages. In the introduction stage, a product is launched into the market for the first time. At this point, sales are usually low, and the product is often still unfamiliar to the customer base. Businesses typically focus on building awareness and educating the market. Companies usually spend heavily on marketing during this stage to introduce the product to consumers. A classic example is Apple's launch of the first iPhone in 2007. Apple invested heavily in advertising to showcase the phone's innovative touchscreen features. In the introduction phase, profits are typically negative or very low due to high costs of production, marketing, and distribution. Companies often rely on early adopters, those customers who are willing to try new technologies or products first. Businesses have two common strategies during this phase: skimming pricing, which involves setting a high price to maximize profits in the early days, like luxury brands or new tech gadgets; and penetration pricing, which involves setting a low price to quickly gain market share, like Netflix's low-cost subscription model during its early days. Next comes the growth stage, where the product gains traction in the market. Sales start to increase rapidly as more customers become aware of and adopt the product. Marketing still plays a role here, but the focus shifts from building awareness to differentiating the product from competitors. Competitors start to enter the market during this stage, trying to capitalize on the product's success. A great example is Tesla's rise in the electric car market. When Tesla started to gain popularity, other automakers like Ford and BMW began releasing their own electric vehicles. During the growth stage, businesses often see increased profitability as production becomes more efficient. Companies also expand distribution channels to reach a wider audience. Think about how Tesla expanded its charging network to support the growing number of electric car buyers. Product improvement is a key strategy during this stage. Companies release new models or features to maintain interest. Apple, for instance, released the iPhone 3G shortly after the original iPhone, adding faster internet speeds and new apps to keep the product fresh and competitive. Segment 4. The maturity stage. Now, let's talk about the maturity stage. This is when the product reaches its peak in terms of market share. Sales growth slows down and the market becomes saturated. Many products spend the longest time in the maturity stage. Take Coca-Cola as an example. Coca-Cola has been in the maturity stage for decades. Its market share is stable, but it still competes with other soft drink brands like Pepsi. During this stage, companies focus on maintaining market share. They may reduce prices, offer promotions, or release variations of the product. Coca-Cola, for example, introduced Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and different flavor variations to appeal to different customer segments. Another important tactic is investing in customer loyalty programs. Starbucks, for instance, has a highly successful loyalty program that keeps customers coming back, even in the competitive coffee market. Segment 5. The decline stage. Finally, we have the decline stage. This happens when sales start to fall, either because consumer preferences change, new technologies emerge, or competition becomes too intense. A famous example is the decline of the BlackBerry smartphone. Once a dominant player in the mobile phone market, BlackBerry couldn't keep up with the innovations from Apple and Samsung. Its market share fell rapidly, and the product eventually faded from the market. At this point, businesses have several options. They can discontinue the product, completely phase it out, harvest the product, reduce costs, and continue to sell to a niche market for as long as possible. Revitalize the product. Invest in innovation to give the product a new life, like how Polaroid re-entered the market by targeting a younger, nostalgic audience with instant cameras. Segment 6. Real-world case study. The rise and fall of Nokia. Let's look at a detailed case study. Nokia. Nokia was once the world leader in mobile phones, controlling over 40% of the global market share in the early 2000s. Nokia successfully navigated the introduction and growth stages by offering durable, user-friendly phones that consumers loved. However, when smartphones like the iPhone and Android were introduced, Nokia struggled to keep up with the innovation. Its products entered the maturity stage and eventually declined as consumers shifted towards touchscreen smartphones with advanced features. Nokia tried to revitalize its brand by partnering with Microsoft to release Windows phones, but it was too late. The product lifecycle had run its course, and Nokia's mobile phone business declined drastically. Segment 7. Extending the product lifecycle. While decline is inevitable for most products, companies can take steps to extend the product lifecycle. Here are some strategies businesses use to keep their products relevant for longer. Product improvements. Regularly upgrading the product, like how Apple releases a new iPhone model every year. New market segments. Finding new customers or markets, such as expanding internationally. Rebranding. Refreshing the product's image, like Old Spice's viral rebranding campaign that attracted younger customers. Segment 8. Conclusion. So, to recap, the product lifecycle is a powerful tool that helps businesses understand how to manage their products from launch to eventual decline. By recognizing which stage a product is in, companies can make informed decisions on pricing, marketing, and innovation. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Future Business School for more such business videos. See you in the next lesson.